members training program. I am Rashmi, Secretary, Vasavya Mahila Mandali. We feel proud that many of the committee members from different organizations participating here. I request Dr. B. Kirti, President, Vasavya Mahila Mandali, to come on to the dais. Wants to come and participate in this event, but suddenly because of her hectic work and maybe she is unable to participate here. But the project director, Srilakshmi from NTR district, Women and Child Welfare Department, she is coming, she is joining with us in a few minutes. But keeping in view of the time, here in Vasavya Mahila Mandali we always organize the programs on that time, but we waited for some time, but now we want to start this program. Now, I request Vavi Rao Garu, Company Secretary, to come onto the dais as guest of honor. Women should always organize programs jointly with men. Then only we can solve our problems. And one more advocate, Andhra Pradesh High Court advocate wants to come and join. Maybe she will join after some time. There is some emergency happened in their home, that is why she is unable to come. I request Dr. Sudipti Vardhan to come on to the dais. She is the Master of Ceremonies for this program. Let us start the program with the self-introductions.
Good afternoon, all of you. First of all, I thank Vasavya Mahila Mandali for inviting me for this training session. I am K.S. Varchila Devi, Deputy General Manager, AP Transco. I am one of the internal committee member in my electricity department. This is the only committee where right now no other discoms or power utilities are having internal committees. So we are addressing all power sector women issues at one place in Vidyasauda, Vijayawada. Thank you very much.
Good evening, one and all. I am Professor Saraswati Raju Iyer from the Department of Sociology and Social Work of Acharya Nagarjuna University. I profusely thank Vasavya Mahila Mandali for inviting me to be part of this training program on POSH Act.
Previously, I used to be a ICC member for Air Costa. Now I am chairperson VMM ICC. Since long time we are having ICC at VMM. And we have seen all sorts of cases, men abusing, women abusing, different types.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Nusrat Mandrupkar, Public Relations Officer and ICC member for Vijayawada Division South Central. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. I am Dr. Sarda. I am a gynecologist at Railway Hospital and I am also the chairman of the ICC Committee South Central Railway of Vijayawada Division. I am very delighted to be part of this program today because it's a very great opportunity to interact with and learn. Definitely, I am sure that I learned something today. As Madam has told, we come to see many sort of different cases. We need to be very patient in solving all these cases. I think it's a wonderful opportunity to be here. Thank you.
I am Srilakshmi from DRDA, Assistant Project Manager, ICC Committee member. Thank you, ma'am.
Good evening to one and all. I am Dr. Shivakumari from Andhra Lala College, from Department of Botany. Mostly we are working in environmental issues and child welfare issues and also climate change issues in our college, and we are happy to see all of you in this platform to share everyone's opinion regarding how to protect the girl and the woman in our working places. Thank you once again.
Good evening, one and all. My name is Hruday Raju, Andhra. I am working in Andhra Loyola College as the office superintendent.
So myself Priya, I'm coming from AIMS Mangalagiri. So I would like to thank Vasavya Mahila Mandali giving me this opportunity to attend this session. Thank you.
Good evening, one and all. I'm Sailaja from Grovel Process Private Limited, ICC member. Thank you.
Good evening, all of you. My name is Swati. I'm working in Grovel Process Private Limited in Singraipalam, HR department.
Good evening, everyone. I am Sirisha. First time I am participating in this. I am very happy to learn how to protect and how to support the women in workplaces. I am from CPET Vijayawada.
Namaste, everyone. I am Gudipudi Srilakshmi. I am working as admin officer, admin and training in charge for Central Institute of Petrochemicals Engineering and Technology, Hyderabad. And I am chairman for both Hyderabad and Vijayawada. And I am ICC member for past 15 years. Thank you.
Admin officer and one of the ICC committee member, CPET Vijayawada. Thanks to all of you to inviting and participating in this session. Thanks.
My name is V. Suresh, district anchor person from HD, DRDA SERP. ముందుగా మేడం గారికి కృతజ్ఞతలు తెలియజేయాలి. ఎందుకంటే ఈ యొక్క ఐసీసీ మీటింగ్కి డిఆర్డీఏ తరపు నుంచి కూడా రమ్మని ఆహ్వానం పంపించినందుకు మేము చాలా థ్యాంక్స్ చెప్తున్నాం. రెండోది మేడం మాకు జెండర్ రిసోర్స్ సెంటర్స్ ఏర్పాటు చేశారు. అవి జరుగుతున్నాయి. దానికి మొత్తానికి కర్త కర్మ క్రియ అంటే మొత్తం ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ట్రైనింగ్ దగ్గర నుంచి ఆ కమిటీ ఎలా పనిచేయాలి ఏంటి అనేది మొత్తం మేడం ద్వారా జరుగుతుంది. సెర్ప్లో మొత్తం ఆల్ ఓవర్ స్టేట్. థ్యాంక్ యూ మేడం.
I am Dean of Student Activities and also ICC member, and this is the first time I'm attending this kind of meeting. I hope I'll be getting good information regarding this POSH Act, and thank you for inviting us.
Department of Maths from Andhra Loyola College, and I'm also a Women's Cell Coordinator and member of ICC. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I am Dr. Lavanya from Department of MCA, Andhra Loyola College. I am member of ICC in my college, and I thank Vasavya Mahila Mandali for giving me this opportunity to be a part of this program. I look forward for an enriching experience. Thank you.
Myself Surekha, Quality Manager and Transplant Coordinator of POSH Hospitals Vijayawada, and I am the ICC member for the past 13 years at our hospital. And we are great that Dr. Kirti Garu is one of the member as external member of our POSH Hospitals, and recently I was appointed as external member for Bank of Baroda Regional Office too. And we are very much grateful to Dr. Kirti because she has attended our hospital to solve some of the cases and to deal how efficiently she dealt those cases also. So thank you, Dr. Kirti Madam, for guiding us.
Secretaries on the dais and off the dais. Myself Shobha, Senior Nursing Officer from AIMS Mangalagiri. I am a ICC POSH member recently, like past 4 months only. I would like to hear from you all of your experiences so that I can implement those experiences in our institute also. Thank you.
I am Saujanya, working as a Women in Child Welfare Department and also other wing of One Stop Center, paralegal personals. So thanks for giving this opportunity, madam.
I am Ramanujaya, working with Vasavya Mahila Mandali and ICC member.
Secretary Sadan Home Superintendent, I also ICC member.
Vasavya Mahila Mandali. I really feel happy to see many of you attend here for the training program. It shows how responsible and how dedicated you are towards, to create a better working environment for your employees. We really appreciate that. And sexual harassment at workplace is widespread. I think we all accept with that, right? So it's widespread and women across the globe have faced these instances calling for a strong law to curb these heinous acts which are going on women day in and day out, right? And also, we all are aware of the Me Too movement, right? I hope all of you know what a Me Too movement was, right? So Me Too movement, it merely started as a simple hashtag Me Too on social media, right? And it created a worldwide what to call, yeah, buzz, chaos, and so even after that, it went like internationally, like we have heard many superstars or women who have raised their voice and complained against their male superiors and dominators. Yeah, so it has become a global catalyst for a change, raising awareness and shining light on this pervasive issue. And because of which, there's definitely a change in the way. Otherwise, if we are not aware of that, we are still, very shy to talk about. If I'm somebody who was harassed at my work, I don't know if I would be able to, express it or go and complain about it without any shame. I feel the shame. I am the one that's been harassed. And also, I feel shame to go and complain against it, right? So, this has definitely changed the way we talk and about consent, about power and vulnerability in the society. And also, it challenged the norms of silence and shame associated with sexual misconduct. I believe and hope that the more the awareness is created, the more chances where survivors are believed, supported, and most importantly, given a voice. And even after so much awareness, we must recognize that the fight is far from over, and we are also aware of the act, right? We all know what a POSH Act is, but are we utilizing it correctly? How to make our employees, entrusted in us so that they can come to us and complain regarding regarding a higher official. Yep. So yes, this lag will be covered by creating much more awareness and taking trainings like this. I appreciate you all once again. And thank you all for being with us today. So for today's topic, we'll start with Genesis of POSH Act. I request Mrs. B. Manoranjani, Joint Director, Department of... Yeah, okay. Yes. So the next topic would be Importance of Internal Complaints Committee and Mandatory Requirements by Sri Y.V. Rao Garu, Company Secretary. His graduation, BCom in 2002, BCom graduate in Commerce from Nagarjuna University. In 2005, he has finished his Master in Financial Management from Pondicherry Central University. In 2011, LLB from Acharya Nagarjuna University. And he was a fellow member of Institute of Company Secretaries of India in 2004. And in 2022, he joined in PhD as a research scholar, Krishna University. And his research topic was an analytical study on corporate social responsibility initiatives by pharmaceutical companies in Hyderabad. And presently, he is practicing as company secretary in the name and style of Y.V. Rao and Associates, having offices at Hyderabad and Vijayawada. Corporate law paper evaluator. He is also a corporate law paper evaluator for executive and professional exams of company secretary course. And he is also general observer for ICSE exams during 2008 to 2014. And he is also a speaker in career awareness programs conducted by ICSE.
On the dais and off the dais, my introduction is over, and then directly into the topic. Right from royal court of Kauravas in Mahabharata to the state legislatures in Andhra Pradesh as well as in Tamil Nadu in 1980s, woman is abused, woman is harassed. In what way we can do, that male can do, women in all the aspects it has done. Actually, mainly the fundamental right of a woman should be protected, should be respected, right to right to equality, right to live, right to do the business. All these fundamental rights should be respected by every citizen of India, because both, there is no gender inequality, so that male, females also, women also should be respected. That's the main motive of the Indian Constitution. So that two fundamental rights is that point. And moreover, the very beginning of this introduction of this entire act, that's the Sexual Harassment of Women Prevention in Workforce in Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Act 2013, is to protect the rights of the women at workplace, particularly in workplace. Then the main basis of this act, introduction of this act, is Vishaka and others versus State of Rajasthan. In this case, the Supreme Court of India has given a landmark judgment in which actually the facts of the case is, when Banwari Devi was in state of Rajasthan, she was brutally raped by gang of people consisting of 5 people. These 5 people raped, and she fought against this particular 5 people, but she not won the case. And then the people of Vishaka and that's social activists, the 5 people having Vishaka and others, these people filed a case against these 5 people and then fought. The Supreme Court of India has given a landmark judgment stating that Vishaka guidelines, these guidelines were framed in the year 1997. According to these guidelines, how women should be respected, what is the meaning of harassment as well as workplace, the meaning of workplace and redressal part. These are all has detailed in the Vishaka guidelines. Till the enactment of this act, that POSH Act, renowned as POSH Act, till that Vishaka guidelines were implemented by every court and every department in the country has followed these Vishaka guidelines. Then next. Sexual harassment, what is sexual harassment? Unwelcome acts or behavior. It's mainly, needless to explain all these, not going into depth into every verbatim of that point. It's self-explanatory. Physical contact and advances, a demand or request for sexual favors in the workplace. This is a major problem is facing by every woman in the workplace. Making sexually colored remarks showing pornography, other welcome physical, verbal or non-verbal conduct of sexual nature. Not only physical touch, not only verbal, maybe some attitude or eyes of that male, also it's a sexual harassment as per the definition is concerned. The next is concerned, circumstances may amount to sexual harassment. Sometimes it may not be, it looks like if any lady comes to the public or comes to that ICC chairperson or somebody else, at that time they may not recognize what is this. This is only a small, he only looking that's it's not a sexual harassment. But it should be seen in the circumstances point of view. Then what is the attitude of that person while giving any favor or any threat or anything? This kind of threat about her present or future employment says, or if you do this, we'll give promotion. If you are not do this, we will not do. Giving or favor or unfavor also is one kind of sexual harassment, creating hostile work environment for her. When giving huge work while disbursing from office in the evening hours, if office hours is closing by 6 o'clock, they'll give at 5:45. This is also creating the bad environment. It's also one kind of sexual harassment. Humiliating treatment likely to affect her health or safety. It's because of this attitude and all that may disturb, that's all practical issues, women may affect their health and safety, this thing in the office place. The main key points, madam, this is that for making a complaint, there is no age limit for women. Nobody, no male or no respondent should question that. So no, my age is this much, her age is this kind of not chalta. This should be, there is no age limit for making a complaint. Even that age-old lady are facing the problem, and then 14 plus ladies, the child labor issue is there. That 14 plus ladies also facing the problem at the workplace. This an employee or domestic worker. Here mainly the act is covering domestic worker and employee. Employees means is an employee of the company. That's it. And domestic worker is including maid servant and then cook. These are all covered. Employee is interns, that's trainees. These are all covered under the employee who are under the roles of that particular employer. Then as well as if employee is, suppose one person came for an interview, he is not an employer, he is not an employee, is not joined in the company at all. Then during the interview, that person, male, has abused the female. It's not comes under this act because she is not an employee till that appointment. So that person who came for interview is not a employee. It's not comes under this act. It's workplace. Workplace may be any kind of place. Factory, office, administrative place, any kind of thing. Surprisingly, the person who is in transit, suppose on duty, any person, any woman, suppose you people came by car on office duty, official duty, in that car, driver of that company is abused you. That also comes under on road, it's not happened in the workplace, but it is on the road, but you came on the office work. So it's also covers under this act. Then written complaint. There should be a written complaint from the aggrieved woman. This aggrieved woman should give written complaint. No suo motu cases will be accepted in this act. There should be a written complaint. At least if the that aggrieved party should not able to give any kind of complaint because of her mental inability or physical inability. In that case, with the consent of that particular aggrieved woman, anybody in the family member or some psychiatrist who is handling that lady or psychologist who is handling that lady can make a complaint to that particular employer or that committee, whether it is internal committee or local committee. Here, surprisingly, this act, POSH Act, is excluded men. Whatever happened to the men, it is not comes under this act. But the woman can make a complaint on women. Both women's. It's women, aggrieved women can make a complaint on women, but men cannot complain on anything under this act. This particularly section 9 is precluded that men definition in that particular section. Then respondents need not an employee. Sometimes some visitor, I am a visitor of this place. If anybody, unfortunately I am taking that my example, if anything happened to any employee of that place through but I am not an employee, but she can make a complaint to the LCC or ICC. It comes under, because she is an employee, comes under this workplace. So in that definition, it covers, though respondent is not an employee. Internal Complaints Committee. There should be a proper forum for redressal of that particular aggrieved woman, whatever that sexual harassment or whatever thing happened to her, this through internet, this forum, they can address that particular aggrieved woman. One is internal complaint committee. ICC can be constituted by employer by order in writing. It should be in writing only. There is no question of oral instructions. There is no question of selecting somebody or whoever likes whose face is likely to him, employer is not kind of that. It should be the proper, that there is a proper procedure is there. Employer has to follow that procedure. The next one is mandatory where an organization has at least 10 employees. To comes under this act, particularly to make a complaint to the ICC or constitution of an ICC, there should be at least 10 persons in that particular workplace. Whether it is in a workplace, maybe in different, maybe in Vijayawada city. Some example, if Priya Pickles is there, the Priya Pickles have different workstations. These workstations in Vijayawada itself, they have to appoint one, maybe LCC, ICC, maybe in one organization, one ICC, they should appoint the nodal officers for particular each and every administrative place, administrative unit, or that workplace, whatever they are whatever they are following. For each and every branch, unit, or office, if they are located different places, already explained. Then internal complaint committee. Presiding officers should be women. Here, the very purpose of constituting ICC is redressal of that sexual harassment of women. There should be an easy way to explain her grievances to that other ICC people. So that woman should be a presiding officer. In that woman, actually in my example, one of my client's company is a relative of that managing director who is under the legal background. Some other senior level lady is there, female is there. Actually, she is eligible to become the presiding officer in that particular company. Is a poultry, Hyderabad based poultry company. I am not naming that company. That woman, whoever, that Mamaya principle is applied here. That sister's son, he wants to become the presiding officer of that particular ICC. No, it's not allowed. Only women, maybe she is under low level of education to you or something, may not be having this much of experience than that male person. But there should be woman presiding officer only should be there. Not less than 2 members among his employees. Out of the total employees, 2 members should be selected as a members, those who have in a social welfare, they are actively involved in social and they are working for women cause. And also another person should be legal background is there. That person also should be considered as a member for internal ICC. Here, out of these 2, 1 should be woman. Out of these 2, 1 should be woman, 1 woman member, and 1 more member from NGO, non-government organizations. That also should be considered 1 NGO. At least 50% women should be, out of total strength, 50% should be women. At least 50% women, and their term is not less than 3 years. If any guilty is there in handling the ICC proceedings, or there should be a proper removal of that member, not vacation. Vacation of office is different. Removal of office is different. Removal should be through, because they are appointing to a proper board resolution, proper decisions and proper documentation is there for appointment. For removal also there should be a proper documentation, not automatic vacation of office. Here, when 10 members are there in the office, okay, then ICC is constituted. What about domestic worker? What about cook, those who are cook, or those employees who are in the unorganized sector, those, there also problems are there. There also men is there. There also women women are there. But moreover, some cases employer himself is the respondent here. In that cases, local complaints committee is there. This is a, it's not upper to that or lower to the ICC. Both are parallel. ICC is for where 10 persons are there in that particular workplace. LCC comes under where ICC is not covered. In those cases only LCC comes into the picture. Here, district officer nominate the LCC members. District officer generally district magistrate or additional magistrate or district collector or joint collector. These are all the district officers. For any sexual harassment from the establishment where ICC has not constituted, that here district officer appoints nodal officer for particular taluka, particular mandal, particular villages or particular municipality. In that particular district officer appoints nodal officers. Nodal officers are these over aggrieved persons approach that particular nodal officers. Through that nodal officer, immediately within 7 days, they have to forward their whatever the complaints received from that aggrieved woman to the district LCC. Here, the constitution of LCC shall be a chairperson who is eminent in field of social work. Here also, their presiding officer also women. Here, a chairperson woman eminent in field of social work. The social work who is doing whoever the activists are there, social activists, they are eligible for this. And one working woman for in that particular district, she is under the government roles. Whoever one working woman is there, that working woman under the government rules, who is working in the that particular social welfare department, who is handling the social welfare activities, women development, child development, these persons are considered here. Then 2 members from NGO, at least one shall be from SC, ST, BC minority and shall be having a legal knowledge. 2 members from outside, the 2 members from NGOs, one shall have a legal knowledge, and one reservation is also there, SC, ST, BC minority. And then district level social welfare officer or women, child and development officer shall be member ex officio. Here also again government service. These 2nd and 4th are government service. The 1st one and 3rd one are the non-government, that social activities people. These people get obviously they'll expect honesty and this punctuality and everything. But as far as these people, they'll get the fees and allowances, except those who are under government service, they'll not eligible for any fees or any allowances because they are under the government service. Only chairperson and 2 other members from NGO eligible for. It's oddly, unfortunately, it's only 200 rupees, 250 rupees. It's very bad. The next. Here, the filing of complaint. Then, if anything happened to any woman, that aggrieved woman can file a written complaint within 3 months from the date of incident. Date of incident, within 3 months only. If any series of incidents are there, in the last incident is covered, from that last incident onwards, within 3 months, she has to make a complaint within 3 months. If in extraordinary circumstances, if she is not able to make a complaint within 3 months, and then at that time, after considering all the facts, the next additional 3 months will be allotted. That means within 6 months, maximum within 6 months, but it is not in all the cases. only generally you will make it as if within 3 months she has to make a complaint. Initiation of inquiry, that LCC or ICC shall initiate promptly, immediately after receiving the complaint. Then completion of inquiry, that committee has maybe within 90 days shall complete that inquiry process by following whatever this thing. First, initially, they proceed for conciliation. That if any conciliation is there, negotiation, if it is solved by taking the policy letter or whatever, then they'll close the matter. If it is not materialized in the conciliation proceedings, and they'll proceed for inquiry. That should be completed within 90 days. Submission of report. Within 10 days from the completion of inquiry, that presiding officer or a chairperson of that particular committee shall submit to the employer or district officer. Here, if ICC is there, ICC chair presiding officer shall submit the report to the presiding officer. If LCC is there, district officer. Then action should be taken within 60 days from the receiving the report. Within 60 days, whether employer or district officer shall take the action. In case of appeal, if any appeal is there, appeal has to be filed within 90 days from the receiving of the report. 90 days. Oddly, here available only 30 days. Though 90 days, first 60 days has to be deducted, and then only 30 days available. To the appeal should be made to the labor court or industrial tribunal. Here, in the rules, it is mentioned that industrial tribunals that's appointed for industrial standards, this thing is there. So that tribunal only is having a jurisdiction for appeal. Duties of employer. There should be a safe working environment from employer side. And moreover, that there should be proper email address, because here only written complaint is there. Nowadays, everybody is having email IDs, everybody is operating systems. So especially to that extent possible, rather than a physical complaint, writing a mail is an easier thing comparatively, so that proper email IDs and what is the procedure for making the complaint, then penal consequences if any harassment is there, that those names has to be displayed, those name boards, training and awareness programs, framing a comprehensive policy, and competent ICC should be framed. They should appoint a proper persons rather than the taking from relatives or not for the namesake, not that kind of thing. Stringent service rules. Service rules, many times inquiry process is going on through service rules only. In that service rules, there should be proper service rules. When service rules are not framed, then immediately making a complaint to the police station. Here, service rules are framed, they'll go for service rules. If not framed, it should be through police station. Then, monitor timely submission of reports. Whenever whether ICC is following the timely submission of reports, they are following the time schedule or not, that has to be monitored by the employer. Then one more few points are there. Here, complaint procedure. There are 6 copies should be submitted. 6 copies should be submitted to the LCC or ICC for making a complaint. There is no fees in this, and names and addresses of the witnesses should be covered. Names and addresses, 100% no doubt is there, they have to maintain the confidentiality. If any confidentiality is if any leakage is there in the information, whether it is witnesses or the facts of the case or who is the victim or who is the respondent, in whatever, any case, the severe penalty is not there, unfortunately. Only 5,000 is penalty. That is the major drawback in the act. If whoever is having a 5,000 rupees in the pocket, they can leak the matter. That is a major drawback in that. But there is a system in that. It needs to be corrected, those points.
So much, sir, for your practical inputs. I hope you all have cleared some of your doubts. And now I request, and we also acknowledge the welcome D. Srilakshmi Garu, PD, Women and Child Welfare Department, NTR District. Dr. Kirti Garu to come and give a talk on myths and facts about POSH and reporting template. Dr. B. Kirti is a victim to changemaker, FemTalk speaker, President Vasavya Mahila Mandali. She hails from a socially and politically illustrious Gandhian family. Studied Masters in Social Work and awarded doctoral degree, Diploma in Social Development and Leadership from Canada, Public-Private Partnership Executive Program from INSEAD Business School, Paris. She has 47 years of experience in social development and 20 plus years of experience being an external member in internal complaints committees in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. Her case study on gender inclusivity and new paradigms was won in the international competition and is one of the articles in the book published by IIM Ahmedabad. I request Dr. Kirti to give.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure meeting you all. I always go for awareness meetings and thousands of the employees I have trained. Basically gave them the awareness about the act. But working on more than 20 plus ICCs as member, and the VMM is, the other members are on the board. Totally we are more than 40 plus ICCs. So what I felt is the major gap is the chairpersons and members are not having training and the knowledge, and also we don't have a platform to share our experiences and learn our challenges about what to do, how to go about. So VMM has taken a decision that as a responsible social organization, join hands with Department of Women and Child Development, which is a nodal agency for the implementation of this act, and voluntarily come together and do the trainings for chairpersons and internal complaints committee members. It's not the number of committees which are formed, but the quality of the committee matters a lot. Till now you have heard about the act and also the functioning of the committees. There I would like to add one thing, whether there is a inquiry, means a complaint, whether it came to our committee or not, we should meet as ICC for every quarter once. Every quarter. Means for every 3 months we should meet. Why should meet? What should we do if we don't have a complaint? Yes, fine. One thing is, do something awareness program in your own employees or with your suppliers or with your customers or with your trainees or with your students. With all that, there's a lot of potentiality where we can do it. And the second thing, plan for how do you bring a visibility for your ICC. The awareness is the first part. Second thing is, once you bring the visibility, if I want to give a complaint when I face a sexual harassment, where should I go? Where should I give a complaint? So that visibility should be there. The days have changed because I am there on the Railways first committee in 2005. So in these 20 years of journey, We have a lot of digital media is also there. So, and many of the companies are having the WhatsApp groups for their employees. What you can do is you can post in your WhatsApp groups, this is what the internal complaints committee, if you face this, you can complain to the internal complaints committee. And you can keep the posters at the prominent level. After me, you all can share your best practices because everyone is doing a wonderful job at our own areas because I am seeing it. And let me now focus on what are the myths about this act. Sometimes men feel, wow, all false complaints only. That's what I hear. Why this law came, although we have many criminal procedure code or BNSS nowadays and all those things. Because the SIDWA and the Sustainable Development Goals, prior to that Millennium Development Goals, where the world want to go towards the gender equality and also make women to be more in workforce. So how do the workforce to be? It should be very conducive. Because already the women are overloaded with their caregiving responsibilities at home and the household responsibilities, and they have to run to the workplace. So with all these things, how the women can contribute in a peaceful manner without any kind of a normal harassment and sexual harassment. Here today we are talking the myths about the internal complaints committee. Can gender discrimination be seen in line with sexual harassment? The scheme of the Act 2013 Vishaka Guidelines and also SIDWA Convention on Elimination of all forms of discrimination against women. Based on those things only now this law came that non-hostile working environment is the basic limb of a dignified employment. It is not I am just working. No, I am living with a dignity. I am working with a dignity. I feel so proud to tell that I am an employee of so-and-so. That's what an employee should say. To approach of laws as regards the case of sexual harassment workplace is not confined to cases of actual commission of acts of harassment, but also covers situations where women employee is subjected to prejudice, hostility, discriminatory attitudes, and humiliation in day-to-day functioning at the workplace. Recently, in one of the inquiry, the woman is telling that the officer looks at her breast. Is it objectionable or not? Yes, no? Yes. There is no language for it. But the body language who speaks. No need to comment that. You are like this, you are like this. Is POSH Act applicable to men? Sir already told, but I want to stress, no, the POSH Act is not applicable to men, but never get disappointed that one thing which I can suggest is the Act is specifically designed to protect women from sexual harassment at workplace. While women can file complaint against any gender under the Act, any gender, it does not provide men with the ability to seek protection or redressal for sexual harassment incidents at workplace. POSH law affords protection from sexual harassment of men. POSH law is protecting the women from sexual harassment only. But what you can do at your company or firm, the organization can bring a gender-neutral sexual harassment policy as part of the service rules. That's what you can do it. If you feel that the complaints are false, No, the men are also facing it. Yes. Bring it under the service rules. Being a gender neutral. This allows the organization on the authority to handle the sexual harassment complaints of all genders. This can be one of the midway where we can satisfy the men also. And the second myth is, according to POSH law, is when a man harasses woman. Since the complaint is an aggrieved woman, may believe that the respondent who is accused of harassment must be a man. According to POSH Act, the respondent can be a man, a woman, or a person of third gender. It is not required only the men to be the respondent. It can be the woman, man, or the third gender. I think everybody knows about the third gender. We are all speaking nowadays, even in the passports, in many of the ID cards also. Now the third gender is being prominently seen. So an aggrieved woman can file complaint on a man, woman, or a person of third gender. POSH law does not apply when working from home or when working remotely. Post-COVID has made us all that one can work from home, one can work remotely, and now the government of Andhra Pradesh, we hear from the Chief Minister number of times, we are going to increase the employment for women, work from home. So in such situations, how we should handle it? This is a common misconception. POSH defines a workplace as any place visited by the employee arising out of or during the course of employment, including transportation provided by their employer for the purpose of commuting or from the place of the employment. That is, when they are commuting, the transport facility the company has provided. When the employee work from the comfort of their homes, they carry out their work and have interactions with their officials. They have online meetings also they attend. They send them virtual meeting links to attend from the remote places. That remote place itself, whether it be house or the apartment, wherever now the youngsters are staying, all these things are workplaces. This we should keep in mind because the world is going so fast. So we should keep in mind that remote working is also coming as workplace. So POSH Act applies to remote workplace as much as it applies when employees work from office. Now many offices are telling, yesterday also some of the corporate offices are telling that to work from home is reducing their lot of electricity bills and many other consumables, lot of consumables. Next one is, if my intention is not bad, intentions, keep that word. POSH law states that any act or behavior perceived as unwelcome by a woman is considered as sexual harassment. Just now I told that looking at our breast, it's unwelcome and it's uncomfortable for the woman. It is impact of the act that matters, not the intention behind the act. It's the impact. Impact of the act depends on how the act was perceived by the woman. Very, very, very important. Recently, in one of the case, I am seeing that, and the husband came and met me also, and I even counseled him on a personal level and a professional level, and having a baby also of 3 years old. So I told her, be cool, be calm, But recently, in the recent inquiry, I came to know that she became using depressant pills. So you can understand that how much she is facing in day to day. Here itself, I want to add that during the inquiry, if the aggrieved woman wants to take a leave of 3 months on pay, she is eligible. With pay, 3 months maximum leave can be given. ICC to pass it and send it to the employer immediately. And the second option for the woman is, if the woman and the aggrieved and the respondent are in the same place working, it's uncomfortable for the woman, but she wants to work. And based on that, if she wants to have a transfer, please recommend for a transfer. That's what the ICC can do it, and can send immediately to the employer that the aggrieved woman is under inquiry and needs to put for the transfer. One of my experience recently is, I felt so bad with it, with the management, that the leave was given actually from 1st of September to 30th of, or 2nd of September to 2nd of October, but the leave was sanctioned on 29th dated letter September, and sanctioned the leave from 1st of up till 2nd of October. No, it's not. Here we all should take a stand and fight for it. Don't fear for the management. Sometimes they want to make us fools. No, we are not. We should be very smart. So see all the dates and numbers very carefully. POSH law is not applicable to organizations with less than 10 employees. Yes, sir has already told that wherever there is a 10 employees or more than that, there can be internal complaints committee formed as per the law. If there are less than 10 employees, means 9, 8, 7 onwards, the lower levels, then the complaint can go to the local complaints committee formed by the district administration. Normally, the project director, Women and Child Welfare will be the convener, and the district collector is a chairperson for that LCC. And every district should have an LCC. Every district. Now we are all part of the movement. We are not sitting only as chairpersons of ICC or members. So that's why what we all have to do is, if any place that, as sir also told, that domestic mites, means who is in a paid employment. If our own relative is doing and being abused, that comes under, if she is a minor, it comes under POXO. If she is not minor, if she is a major, comes under other laws. For MNCs that are headquartered outside India, and the company's global harassment prevention policy and grievance redressal mechanism would suffice. They need not constitute ICC for Indian employees. It's a myth. According to POSH, any organization in India, whether they have 10 or more employees, should constitute a ICC mandatory. It's mandatory. So for Indian employees, conduct sensitization sessions and explain them how to give complaint if they face sexual harassment under POSH. Means if the global, they can have the global laws, the international laws. But when it comes to the Indian company having a basis in India, they should have an internal complaints committee in the Indian company. Under POSH law, only women who are employees of an organization can file a sexual harassment complaint. POSH Act clearly tells that aggrieved woman means in relation to the workplace a woman of any age, whether employed or not, who alleges to have been subjected to any kind of sexual harassment by the respondent. The aggrieved woman can be anyone who is an employee of the organization, or a visitor, or a customer, or a contractor, or a patient. That applies based on our institution. Suppose it's a hospital, patients will be there and a company will also be there. And if it is an academic institution, students, parents, visitors, interns, scholars. So we have to map who is in the purview of our thing as can give a sexual harassment complaint. There is no penalty or punishment for false sexual harassment complaint. POSH law grants powers to ICC to take appropriate action against the complaint or witness also, for false complaint or witness. The POSH law, there is no monetary compensation for the complainant for false complaint or testimony. But as per the service rules, it can be applied. ICC's responsibility during inquiry. I want to make it very clear when we are inquiring because how to complaint, until then, sir told all about that. Now I want, during the inquiry, what is our responsibility as ICC? Complaint copy to be shared to the prime respondents. Before inquiring, the respondent or witnesses read the complaint relevant to their involvement. Again read it during the inquiry time. During inquiry, complainant, respondent or witnesses, all complaints to be documented with begin and end of inquiry time and date. Each time, question and answer, take print, show to them to read and get their signature with date on each page and to be signed by all ICC present on that day. Why I am telling this one is, especially when they go to the court, if you just write and then you write the report as testimony 1, 2, 3, 4, it won't work out. No, I didn't tell like that. So that's why every time when you are making inquiry, the proceedings are going on, whether it's a respondent, whether it's a complainant, whether it's a witness, question, answer, everything to be typed. I can even suggest you few things that you can have a screen or a webinar room where you can sit it, and the person who is giving us a statement also can see it, what we are typing. Then there itself, after them, we can finalize it. In one of the complaints, I have an experience that the complaint has completed, the statement, then for proofreading and all those things, they took time, and by the evening when they want the signature, the complainant didn't sign the papers. And she went to the court also. So that's why never take a chance. Never take a chance. No. whether it's a complainant or respondent, equally we have to treat them. We should be on safe side, because we are giving our lot of time and our energy and our learnings also. This helps in legal proceedings. In one of the case where it went to the court and again it went to the legal proceedings, share to respondent only their statements, not others. Suppose I am a respondent. I want the complainant statement also. Can we give it? We shouldn't give it. We should give the statement of only that respondent. We shouldn't give others. Can aggrieved women complain simultaneously to ICC and cybercrime? Yes. Based on the gravity of the situation, gravity of the complaint, they can certainly give a complaint. Because now the days are on the digital spaces. So for every complaint now they are coming, yes, I got these WhatsApp messages, I got these videos. We are getting all those things. And even sometimes we are having in the CC cameras, it's being recorded, or in the secret cameras being recorded. And the secret cameras are again joining with the laptops. And the dress changing rooms it is keeping. So seeing all the naked bodies of the women, they are enjoying it. Should it go to the cybercrime? Why I tell is, ICC is not with cyber experts. So in order to give a safe space for the woman, we should always guide her to go to the cybercrime police station and give a complaint also. We can do our bit at the, but the cyber space, we should ask them always to go to the cybercrime police station and give a complaint. Because I did in 2-3 cases. I suggest to ICC that should go simultaneously, cyber also, keeping in view the things. Now let me show how the reporting format, each one is having different things, but in a broader sense I am showing it. The name of the organization, this is for each case. After this I will show you how the annual report to be. Name of the organization and the ICC POSH Committee Inquiry Report. Subject, what is the subject with the case number and the date, and date and time of inquiry. If it is number of sittings, then each date and time and whom we did it also should be mentioned. It's like a tabular format, which we can do it. Inquiry committee members who presented, and the agenda, inquiry into complaint number so and so, filed by so and so with the designation, and again so and so, who is person, from which person who came, what is that person's designation. This report outlines the inquiry report and recommendations of POSH committee in response to a complaint received from a person. Introduction. An inquiry was conducted regarding the allegations raised by the aggrieved woman. The aim of the inquiry was to gather relevant information, assess the severity of the allegations, and determine their appropriate actions. So from those signed statements, on those signed statements also, every paper the person who gave a statement has to sign, and on every paper the chairperson and ICC members has to sign. So we will write a brief of these testimonies, and then comes the recommendations. The timings and all those things, how many days we have to do it, sir has already told. So this is what the format we have to use it, and when you are sending it to the designated officer, you can send it with a cover letter. Send it through mail or whatever. But always ask them to acknowledge it. When we are sending the email, sometimes they tell we didn't receive it. So, even when we are sending a mail to respondent or a witness or somebody to attend for inquiry committee, please acknowledge it immediately. That's very, very important. The annual report format as per the Rule 14. What should be the annual report? Annual report of ICC under Section 21 shall contain number of complaints on sexual harassment received in a year. How many we received? And number of complaints disposed of in a year. How many complaints are disposed of? And number of cases pending for more than 90 days. In the number of workshops or awareness programs against sexual harassment carried out. How many we have carried out the awareness meetings? That's very important. Nature of action taken by the employer. Whether those recommendations are being implemented or not. Here I want to tell that on the fourth bullet, number of cases pending from more than 90 days. So, in our report, we should write the reasons for pendency for more than 90 days. Now I am one committee, since last 8 months it is going. So the reason has to be written, very important. So that's why when we write for each case, try to include that. Since how much period we are doing it, when is it the first complaint received and when is our last inquiry completed. The duration is very, very essential. Even at the court also, if they file it, the court will ask us. I have seen when I am in railways, 1 or 2 cases went to the court also. Even CPET also one went. Wherever I am, I closely follow all those things. I learn from those. Whom to send these annual reports? We are coming from different places, so it should go to that particular district where your office is located. Project Director, Women Development and Child Welfare Department, Government of Andhra Pradesh, particular district. If somebody is from here, NTR district. If somebody is from Bapatla, Bapatla district. If somebody is from Krishna district, Krishna. So, where our office is located. So, this is very important. And lastly, sexual harassment does not have only a direct implication on employee productivity and well-being, but long-lasting impact on the emotional and mental well-being and behavior with a ripple effect on family, children, and society at large. That's what we all should keep in mind. Why we all have to, a ticking time bomb that is begging attention, that we need to take a cognizance of it now and take action now. Both to be now only, no tomorrow. The cost of doing something today will be far lower than the cost of dealing with the repercussions of tomorrow. What are the repercussions? We have seen it. It's going to affect their family life, children's growth, and society at large. And it affects the GDP of India. It affects the women workforce productivity. Thank you all for coming. And last evening when I am talking to my grandson, who is now coming to 4 years old, Amma, what you are writing, what you are typing? I told that women at workplace, in our Mahila Mandali also, if it happens like this, why do they dare? Then he started singing. I am not a singer, but He was calm for 5-10 minutes. I don't know what is. Then he told, Amma, I want to give a song for you. Because I am also serious in God. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome. We shall overcome. Thank you so much. Never get discouraged. This is a platform. We'll go and we make a moment, because we should see that the women should live with dignity and respect. Very, very essential. Thank you so much.
And people sitting here also having a lot of experiences in their work areas in the ICCs also. Raksuti went to the hospital suddenly, and I request our Project Director, Women and Child Welfare Department, NTR District, Srilakshmi Garu, to give her about the POSH Act and how it is happening in this district. She recently, how it is taking forward and all.
అందరికీ నమస్కారం. I am Srilakshmi, working as Project Director, Women and Child Welfare Department, NTR District. నా ముందు సార్ మేడం చెప్పారు మీకు ఈ పోష్ యాక్ట్ ఇంప్లిమెంటేషన్లో మా డిపార్ట్మెంట్ నోడల్ ఏజెన్సీగా పనిచేస్తూ ఉంది. అయితే మేడం చెప్పినట్టు మీ ఎవరైతే ఇప్పుడు ఈ జిల్లాలో ఎక్కడైతే ఐసీసీ ఫామ్ అయిందో వాళ్ళ దగ్గర నుంచి మాకు యాన్యువల్ రిపోర్ట్ కానీ మంత్లీ రిపోర్ట్ కానీ మాకు వస్తూ ఉంటుంది. సాధారణంగా ఆ రిపోర్ట్స్ అన్నీ నిల్ అని వస్తూ ఉంటాయి. ఏం కంప్లైంట్స్ లేవు సాధారణంగా. అంటే చాలామంది ఐసీసీ ఫామ్ చేశారు, ఏదో ఫార్మల్గా ఫామ్ చేయాలి కాబట్టి చేయడం చేసి మాకు ఏమీ లేవు కంప్లైంట్స్ అని ఇవ్వడం ఒకటి. అలాగే జనరల్గా ఒకవేళ లేకపోయి ఉండొచ్చు ఆ సంస్థలో. ముఖ్యంగా నేను హెచ్ఓడిలో కూడా పనిచేశాను 3 years. ఒక 6 months నేను ఆ సెక్షన్లో ఉన్నాను, మిషన్ శక్తి సెక్షన్లో. ఇప్పుడు ఎక్కడైతే మనకి మినిమం 10 ఉమెన్ ఎంప్లాయీస్ ఉన్నారో అక్కడ ఐసీసీ ఫామ్ చేయమని, అలాగే డిస్ట్రిక్ట్ లెవెల్లో ఎల్సీసీ ఫామ్ చేయమని అన్ని డిపార్ట్మెంట్స్కి అందరు కలెక్టర్స్కి అందరికీ కూడా లెటర్స్ పంపించడం జరిగింది. కొంతమంది కొన్ని చోట్ల నుంచి స్పందించడం, మనకి రిపోర్ట్స్ రావడం కొన్ని డిపార్ట్మెంట్స్ నుంచి జరుగుతూ ఉంది. ఇంకా కొంతమంది స్పందించకపోవడం కూడా జరుగుతూ ఉంది. అయితే యాక్చువల్గా చూస్తే ఇప్పుడు మనకి ఒకప్పటికంటే ఉమెన్ ఎంప్లాయీస్ పెరిగారు. ఎంతైతే పెరిగారో అంత హెరాస్మెంట్ కూడా పెరిగిందనే చెప్పాలి. ఇంకా ఇప్పటికీ కూడా ఓపెన్గా దాన్ని చెప్పలేకుండానే ఉన్నారు. ఎక్కడైనా ఇప్పుడు ఈ ఎక్కడైతే మనం పనిచేసే చోట ఇటువంటి వేధింపులు ఉన్నాయి అని ఎవరైతే మహిళ కంప్లైంట్ చేస్తుందో ఆ మహిళనే తిరిగి అవమానించేలాగా లేకపోతే అనుమానించేలాగా సంఘటనలు ఎక్కువ జరుగుతూ ఉంటాయి. దానివల్ల వాళ్ళు సాధారణంగా బయటికి చెప్పరు. ఇప్పుడు మనకి డొమెస్టిక్ వైలెన్స్ ఉంది. డొమెస్టిక్ వైలెన్స్ యాక్ట్ అంటే ఇప్పుడు మా అత్తగారు నన్ను హెరాస్ చేస్తున్నారనో, లేకపోతే మా ఆడపడుచు హెరాస్ చేస్తుందనో, నా భర్త హెరాస్ చేస్తున్నారు అనేది కొంత ఓపెన్గా చెప్పగలరు. కానీ ఈ విషయాల దగ్గరికి వచ్చేసరికి ఇంకా చాలామంది మౌనమే పాటిస్తారు. ఎందుకంటే ఏమో చుట్టూ ఉన్న వాళ్ళు నన్నే అనుమానిస్తారేమో, నేనే మళ్ళీ తిరిగి బాధింపబడతానేమో. ఇలా నేను మహిళా కమిషన్ సెక్రటరీగా కూడా వర్క్ చేశాను ఒక 6 months. అందులో కూడా ఎక్కువ వచ్చే కంప్లైంట్స్ ఇవే. మేము మహిళా కమిషన్ సెక్రటరీగా ఉన్నప్పుడు కూడా మళ్ళీ తిరిగి ఆ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ హెడ్స్కి మేము రాయడం, దీని మీద ఎంక్వైరీ చేసి రిపోర్ట్స్ ఇవ్వమని చెప్పడం, కొన్ని చోట్ల నుంచి అటువంటిది ఏమీ లేదు అనేది రావడం జరుగుతూ ఉంటుంది.
అయితే అంటే అలాగని చెప్పి మనం చట్టాన్ని నీరుగార్చడం లేదు. నేను వాస్తవ పరిస్థితులు నేను చూసిన డిపార్ట్మెంట్లో నేను చూసిన విషయాలను నేను మీకు షేర్ చేస్తున్నాను. అయితే ఎక్కడైతే ఇప్పుడు ఒక మహిళ ఇలా చెప్పింది అని అంటే అది ఎంతవరకు ఆమె బాధపడుతుంది అనేది మనం ఆలోచించాలి. ఐసీసీ ఎవరైతే ఉన్నారో ఎక్కువగా దానివల్ల ఏమవుతుందంటే వాళ్ళ ఎఫిషియన్సీ డిక్రీజ్ అయిపోతుంది. వాళ్ళు సమర్థతతో పని చేయలేకపోతారు. అక్కడ సంస్థలో ఆమె అటువంటి వేధింపులు ఎదుర్కొంటున్నప్పుడు తన సామర్థ్యంతో తను పని చేయలేదు. అలాగే పర్సనల్గా కూడా తను చాలా సఫర్ అవుతుంటుంది, ఎంతో డిప్రెషన్కి లోనవుతుంది. చాలామంది ఏంటంటే కుటుంబంలో కూడా చెప్పుకోలేరు. సాధారణంగా మనం ఏంటంటే మన కమ్యూనిటీ ఇప్పుడు మన పరిస్థితులు ఏంటి అంటే ఎక్కడైనా ఇటువంటి వేధింపులు ఉన్నాయంటే నువ్వు అక్కడి నుంచి మానేయి, ఆ ఉద్యోగం వదిలేయి, లేకపోతే వేరే చోటు చూసుకో, లేకపోతే చదువుకుంటే చదువు మానే, లేకపోతే ఉద్యోగం మానే అనేది మనకి సాధారణంగా వస్తుంది. అంటే ఇలాగ పోరాడడానికి చాలా శక్తి కావాల్సి ఉంటుంది. అటువంటి కంప్లైంట్స్ తీసుకుని మనం ఐసీసీగా ఫామ్ అయ్యాము అంటే ఆ కమిటీలో మెంబర్స్ ఎవరైతే ఉన్నారో వాళ్ళు ఖచ్చితంగా వాళ్ళకి సపోర్ట్ ఇచ్చేలాగా ఆ చట్టం గురించి పూర్తిగా తెలుసుకొని ఉండాలి. అలాగే దాని లోతుపాతులు అంతా కూడా విచారణ చెయ్యాలి. సాధారణంగా చాలా చోట్ల మేల్ డామినేషనే ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది, వర్కింగ్ చోట కానీ ఎక్కడైనా సరే. అలా అని మీరు తప్పుగా భావించొద్దు. నేను చూస్తున్న పరిస్థితులను బట్టి నేను చెప్తున్నాను. ఎక్కువ ఉమెన్ ఎవరైతే నేను ఇలా సఫర్ అవుతున్నాను అని అంటే ఉమెనే ఎక్కువగా వాళ్ళని సపోర్ట్ చేస్తారని నేను అనుకోను. వాస్తవ పరిస్థితులు మనం చట్టాలు ఎన్నో రకాలుగా స్త్రీలను ఉద్ధరించడానికి చట్టాలని రూపొందించారు, కానీ దాన్ని ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయడానికి ఆ ఇంప్లిమెంట్ సమర్థవంతంగా చేయగలిగేలా పరిస్థితులు ప్రేరణ కల్పించడానికి ఇంకా అన్ని పరిస్థితులు అనుకూలంగా లేవు. డిపార్ట్మెంట్ కూడా చాలా ఇప్పుడు ఈ పోష్ యాక్ట్ గురించి అన్ని చోట్ల ఇప్పుడు ఎక్కడో ఆఫీసుల్లోనూ ఉద్యోగాలు చేస్తున్న కొన్ని సంస్థల్లోనూ ట్రైనింగ్సే కాదు, చాలా మనం కింద స్థాయి ఇప్పుడు అగ్రికల్చరల్ ఫార్మర్స్ కావచ్చు, ఇప్పుడు మనకి ఈ మాల్స్లో పనిచేసే చోట కావచ్చు, చాలా చోట్లకి వెళ్ళి మనం ఇక్కడ అవేర్నెస్ కల్పించాల్సిన అవసరం అయితే ఉంది. ఇంకా అవేర్నెస్ చాలా తక్కువే. కాబట్టి ఈరోజు ఇక్కడ ఈ ఐసీసీ మీరంతా ఐసీసీ కమిటీ చైర్పర్సన్స్, ఇది చాలా మంచి సదవకాశం. ఇంకా ఇటువంటివి ఎన్నో కార్యక్రమాలు మనం చేయాల్సి ఉంది చాలా. ఎందుకంటే స్త్రీలని మనం ప్రతి ఒక్కళ్ళు ఇప్పుడు చదువుకుంటున్నారు, చదువుకొని ఎవరైనా స్త్రీ బయటికి వచ్చింది అంటే తన కుటుంబం కోసము తన పిల్లల కోసము కొంత సంపాదించి మెరుగైన జీవితాన్ని అందించడానికే ఒక స్త్రీ అనేది వస్తుంది బయటికి. అంతేగాని ఏదో కాలక్షేపానికి బయటికి వచ్చేవాళ్ళు ఎవరు ఉండరు సాధారణంగా. కాబట్టి అటువంటి వారికి వాళ్ళు ఏ విధమైన వేధింపులు ఏదైనా దురదృష్టవశాత్తు అటువంటి వేధింపులు ఎదురైతే ఎవరిని ఆశ్రయించాలి, ఎలాగ వెళ్ళాలి, దాని నుంచి మనం ఎలా బయటపడాలి, అవతల వాళ్ళకి ఎలా బుద్ధి చెప్పాలి అనే దానికోసమే ఈ పోష్ యాక్ట్ అనేది రూపొందించబడింది. అయితే దీన్ని ఇంకా మనం విస్తృతంగా ప్రచారం చేయాల్సిన ఆవశ్యకత అయితే ఎంతో ఉంది. నాకు జరిగిన ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ నేను చెప్తాను. సెక్రటేరియట్లో నేను డైరెక్టరేట్లో ఉన్నప్పుడు ఒక కంప్లైంట్ వచ్చింది, ఒక సెక్రటరీ గారి మీద, అసిస్టెంట్ సెక్రటరీ గారి మీద వచ్చింది. ఇది వస్తే అప్పుడు కరెక్ట్గా ఆ రోజు ఎంక్వైరీకి మా డైరెక్టర్ గారు వెళ్ళాలి. అదే రోజు మినిస్టర్ గారి ప్రోగ్రాం వచ్చింది డైరెక్టర్ గారికి. డైరెక్టర్ గారి బదులు నన్ను పంపించారు. పంపిస్తే ఎవరైతే ఆ కంప్లైంట్ చేశారో ఆ మహిళలందరినీ పిలవడం అయింది. వాళ్ళందరూ కూడా ఎంప్లాయీసే. వాళ్ళందరూ పిలిస్తే అక్కడ ఏం జరిగిందంటే వాళ్ళు ఏం చెప్పారంటే ఇంటెన్షన్ అనేది సెక్సువల్ హెరాస్మెంట్ కాదు, ఆయన ఎక్కువగా తిట్టడము కించపరచడము ఇది చేస్తారు తప్ప ఈ ఇంటెన్షన్ లేదని రాసిచ్చారు మేడం. ఆయన అవమానించే ధోరణి త్వరగా అంటే నోరు ఎక్కువ పారేసుకోవడం తిట్టడం ఇటువంటివే తప్ప ఇది లేదు అని ఇచ్చారు. అయితే అది రివర్స్ ఏమైందంటే వాళ్ళు ఏం చెప్పారో వాళ్ళు ఏది రాసిచ్చారో అదే మనం చెప్పాలి కదా అక్కడ. అదే మేము చెప్పడం జరిగింది. ఈ ఎంక్వైరీ పెండింగ్లో ఉందని చెప్పి ఆయనకి ప్రమోషన్ డిలే చేశారు. దీని మీద ఆయన రివర్స్ కోర్టుకు వెళ్ళారు. అంటే మనం ఒక కంప్లైంట్ పెట్టిన తర్వాత ఆ కంప్లైంట్ నిలబడకపోయినా మళ్ళీ అది తిరిగి మళ్ళీ మనకే బెడిసి కొట్టేలాగా ఉంటుంది. అంటే ఇటువంటి నేను జనరల్గా నేను దగ్గర నుంచి చూశాను కాబట్టి మీకు నేను షేర్ చేస్తున్నాను. అంటే ఒక కంప్లైంట్ ఇచ్చిన తర్వాత ఆ పర్సన్ వెనుకడుగు వేసినా ఏదైనా ప్రలోభానికి గురి అయినా కూడా మనం గమనించుకోవాలి ఇవన్నీ కూడా. అంటే ఇంప్లిమెంటేషన్లో ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ అనేవి చాలా ఉంటాయి. మన అంటే యాక్చువల్గా మహిళ ఎవరైతే మన ఐసీసీ ముందుకు వచ్చారో ఆమె ఇంకా భయపడకుండా అది అంటే అది వాస్తవమా కాదా అనేది చూసుకొని మనం జాగ్రత్తగా దాన్ని ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేసే దిశగా ఆలోచించుకోవాల్సిన అవసరం ఉంటుంది. కాబట్టి నాకు ఇచ్చిన అవకాశం నేను ఇంతవరకే నేను మీకు షేర్ చేయగలుగుతున్నాను. అలాగే మీరు ఎవరైనా సరే మీ మీ డిపార్ట్మెంట్స్లో కానీ మీ సంస్థల్లో కానీ ఎక్కడైనా కూడా మాకు రిపోర్ట్ అనేది మాకు పంపించండి. మేము హెడ్ ఆఫీస్కి మేము కమ్యూనికేట్ చేస్తాము. అలాగే ఇప్పుడు మన వాసవ్య మహిళా మండలి ఎక్కడైనా మీ సంస్థల్లో ఏమైనా అవేర్నెస్ ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ కావాలన్నా కూడా మీరు తెలియపరచండి. మా ద్వారా కూడా మేము తెలియపరుస్తాం. ఓకే, నాకు ఈ అవకాశాన్ని ఇచ్చిన అందరికీ ధన్యవాదాలు.